Hey everyone, this is Desiree with Houston Area Parkinson's Society. I'm an occupational therapist, and today we're going to be working on upper extremity exercises. So from the shoulders all the way down to the fingertips. Feel free to join me. I'm going to be doing them seated, so feel free to join me seated or feel free to stand, whatever works well for you. And also, if you do feel any pain or discomfort, please stop immediately. Make sure you know your own limits and make sure you stay hydrated. So let's get started. We're gonna start by sitting nice and tall. Your legs are just about shoulder width apart. We're sitting nice and tall, and we're gonna bring our shoulders to our ears. So bring those shoulders up and down, up and down. It's just like saying, I don't know, and shrugging your shoulders. Let's do 5 more together. Here we go. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and 0. I like going all the way to 0. So here we go. We're gonna get our elbows out to the side. I want you to look at both sides. Make sure they are even. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring those elbows, bring it back, and we're squeezing the high part of our back, getting those hands back to touching together. And again, we squeeze and bring it back. I'm gonna show you a side profile. So from here, your elbows are out to the side, and you're going to bring it back, and you're going to squeeze. And again, bring those hands back to touch. And you're going to squeeze and bring those hands back to touch. So let's do 5 more together, sitting nice and tall, good posture, and bring it out. Together, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, squeeze, 1, and 0. For our next exercise, we're going to get both of our hands together, starting right between your knees. Your hands are clasped, and together we're going to bring those hands up to the ceiling, nice and controlled, and we're going to bring it down. Now with me, I want you to follow those hands as well as you bring it up. So you're looking and watching those hands as you bring them up and down. And remember, know your limits. So go as high as it is comfortable for you. Let's go ahead and do 5 more of these. 5, and 4. Nice and controlled. Make sure you're also breathing. And 3, and 2, and 1. And don't forget, we have 1 more because we have 0. Up and bring it down. Good. Make sure it's controlled. No dropping of the arms. Nice and controlled. All right. Having good posture still, we're going to have our hands out to the sides. Make those hands big. Stretch it out all the way to your fingertips. We're going to start low, and we're going to bring those hands up high. So we're going to bring it up. I know my hands disappear, but they are touching, and you bring it down. Again, bring those hands up. Keep that good posture, and down. Keep those hands big as well. Bring it up and down and up and down. Let's do 5 more together. Here we go. And 5, and 4, and 3, and make sure you're having good control. 2, and 1, and almost there. We have 0. And bring it down, nice and controlled. For this next exercise, we're gonna have our hands nice and fisted. This one's an interesting one. We're gonna be flicking those hands out forward. So we're gonna extend those elbows and flick the fingers out. Again, bring it in. We're gonna flick the fingers out. So again, in and flick it out. Make sure your elbows are all the way extended as you can make it. Bring it in and flick it out. In and flick it out. Let's do 5 more. Stretch those fingers for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Reaching in front of you and 1. Keeping good posture and 0. All right, we're gonna do more finger flicks. We're gonna have those hands in. So your fists are faced toward your chest. And this time we're gonna flick those hands out. You bring it in again and you flick those fingers out. Out and down. Flicking out and down. Again, flick out. Really open those hands. Let's do 5 more of these. Here we go. And 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Really stretch those fingers. 1 and 0. Now this next one, I really like to get into different parts of the body. So we're gonna have our elbows to the side. We're gonna be working on our forearms. So with your hands nice and open, you're gonna flip them over and squeeze. And flip them back over and open. Really spreading the fingers. So on a side profile, your elbows are in a 90-degree angle. So beautiful angle here. And also to your sides. I don't want any arms coming out like a chicken. We're gonna try to keep it in. So we're keeping our hands nice and open and we turn it over and squeeze. And again, flip and open and squeeze and open. Squeeze and open. Feel free to look at your hands. Sometimes visually that can help to really know what your body is doing. Let's do 5 more. 5 and 4 and 3, really spreading those fingers. 2 and 1 and 0. All right, from here, we're gonna get our hands out to the sides. So really just big open, like you're about to give someone a really big hug. And you're having your fingertips all the way to those fingertip ends. We're gonna have those hands spread out. We're gonna do some blinking in this position. So with your hands, we're gonna do blinkers. And with me, let's do 10 of these. Keeping those hands out, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, stretch it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. I'm gonna have us do a nice dynamic movement. So in that similar position, our hands are gonna start out outwards. So just like that big hug we just did, except this time we're gonna bring those hands together and you're gonna do a clap. So bring it out, keep those hands stretched out and together, clap at the center. Make sure your elbows are still extended. Think of this as a big exercise. Bring it together. And out, together, and out, together, and out, together, and out. Let's do 10. 10, open, 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5. We're halfway. 4, 3, keep the good posture. 2, 1 and 0. These last 2 exercises that we're going to do, I'm going to have them be a little more functional movements that sometimes we don't really think about, but these exercises are going to involve touching the back of your head and touching the lower part of your back. So let's start with the back of our head. Our hands are going to start on our knees. We're going to go ahead and reach all the way to the back of our head and back all the way to our knees. We're going to think of this as a big movement again. So getting those arms out, stretching it out. I'm just doing a little slower so you can see where my hands are in space. Out and touch the back of your head. Try to have your fingers touching. Back to the knees. Back to the head. To the knees. Let's do 5 more. 5. Keep that good posture. 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. And 0. And now we're going to move on to the back. So we're going to touch the lower part of our back. So we're bringing those hands around and bringing them back to the front. Again, bring those hands around and bring it to the front. Try to have those hands touch right behind you and bring it to the front. Around and bring it to the front. Around and to the front. Let's do 5 more. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Last one here. And 0. I like to do these exercises. It allows that movement that we don't really think about much where it comes to brushing the back of our head or when we shower and wash our hair back there or anything going towards the back when we have to tuck in our shirt and other daily activities that we do that involve these movements. So these are just something to do, and feel free to do as many of these exercises as you feel that you need to do. And make sure to take breaks as you need, and make sure to drink water, and make sure you take breaks to breathe. So thank you so much for joining, and I hope you're able to continue these workouts and have a wonderful day.